Voters in Douglas County want a change in direction on their school board. So out with the conservative majority and in with a slate backed by the teachers union, by Democrats. Tomorrow, the outgoing lame duck slate gets one last meeting to make changes in Doug Coast schools, like the last-minute request to renew all the charter schools for the next 10 years. Here's Marshall Zellner.
Douglas County charter schools are public schools. The people who run those charter schools need school district approval to exist every 5 years. Take, for example, Parker Performing Arts, which is up for charter renewal next year. Well, unless the school board tomorrow passes a new agenda item extending every charter agreement 10 additional years.
That's why this is being dumped in at the last minute on a hurried situation, is to try to get charter schools new contracts without any review or discussion.
Tomorrow, moderate board member Brad Geiger will still be in the minority when the 7-member board meets one last time, before the 4 conservative board members are replaced with a moderate slate that just won the election. The agenda item to extend charter agreements by 10 years was put on the agenda Friday by board president Christy Williams, who did not respond to a text, phone call, or email. In an email asking for a phone call back, Vice President Kaylee Weiniger said, "Not interested, thank you." Becky Myers answered my call, but not my question. And Tim Moore texted that I should speak to Williams.
What do you believe is behind this?
What do I believe is behind this? Well, I don't even have to look very closely. They don't like how the election came out. There is this mythology out there that somehow this board is going to be anti-charter.
When charter agreements come up for renewal every 5 years, the charter school must provide documentation on performance, finances, and governance.
I'm not aware of a time that any board has threatened the renewal of a charter school. We want to just have every 5 years check in because they're spending public money. And in the end, how you spend public money should be responsible to the people elected by the public.
If you got a tip that they weren't spending public money appropriately within the 5 years, couldn't you look into the school?
We could. Again, it puts the burden not on the charter school to seek renewal or to provide us the documentation. It puts the burden on the district to come find them.
If the school board approves this change, the charter schools that want 10 extra years have to notify the district by the morning of November 24th. That afternoon, the new school board gets installed. And the change would amend each charter school's contract, so if a future board disagrees with the 10-year time frame, it becomes a contract dispute, not a policy dispute, Kyle.
I mean, the one meeting is actually that's a pretty tight lame duck window. I mean, like Congress or a president gets a longer lame duck window to do stuff.
Yeah, usually you've got all the rest of November and December before January becomes when the new members get installed into their seats. But it's got me wondering, like, maybe there should be policies that change this lame duck period if you really get upset. If you have a faction of people that are like, we want a different look, and then that different look does something on the way out, perhaps timing should change. I don't know.
You know, Marshall, they say that voters want transparency, and this is pretty transparent. I'm just saying. Marshall, thank you.